one of our pathways is arts, media, entertainment. And one of the courses within that program is our digital music production class, taught by a renowned teacher who was actually a state identified advisor to all up and coming digital music production programs. So we're fortunate to have.
Hi everyone, I'm Monica from Schola. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Schola School Chat video. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our awesome school interviews. Ready to look at some schools? I know I am. Let's jump right into it.
Hi, my name is Ayla Lopez with Schola, and I'm here with Principal Charles Lemley. Thank you so much for having us here on your beautiful campus.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, of course. Would you mind kind of going into the mission here at ICEF View Park?
Honestly, ICEF View Park is a family of schools with a charter organization, ICEF Public Schools, where we have 7 other schools in a family of schools. The overall mission is to prepare young people to attend and compete at the top 100 colleges of their choice. An overarching goal connected to that is to make sure that we create an environment that helps young people become the next generation of scholars who give back to their community. So we have a very strong community service-based proponent here at the school that we want to instill in all of our students.
That's awesome. So can you describe just kind of what a successful student would look here and what your ideal student would look like in here?
I mean, anybody who has a thirst for knowledge, they don't have to be the best students. Like one of our mottos that I've used is we want all students to try their best, to do their best, which basically speaks to the fact that nobody's perfect and there's a lot of development that has to take place, but they have a growth mindset. And in that growth mindset, allowing teachers and mentors and other staff to pour into them so that at the end of 4 years, again, we can produce somebody who's going to give back to the community.
Right. So just you're looking for sponges then, right? That's going to soak everything up and take
somebody that's willing to learn. Yes, absolutely. So we know that a lot of our students come to us with a lot of baggage. And in order to get them to the correct place academically, sometimes we have to address that. So we have a wellness program that we have on our campus. It's called Embrace the Mind. And with that, our teachers know that oftentimes we have to go beyond the book. And going beyond the book means to seeking out relationships and developing relationships with students, knowing who they are and where they come from so that they can find common ground with them in order to reach them to the point where those students will now produce academically for those teachers. A couple of years ago, we lost one of our legends, Nipsey Hussle, and whose business was right outside of our campus. Not so much the adults, but a lot of the students sought or thought of him as a big community leader. And even though adults, because we're far removed from what the kids like, we didn't have those same feelings. We thought it necessary to support them. So we had a vigil on our campus. We allowed them to have create poems and recite poems just so that they can kind of deal with the loss and their grief and be able to use that positively to channel their future goals.
Right, so it's just kind of giving them some coping skills and what you implement here on campus, right? Because that's also integrating your arts production, right? Your music production and different things like that. So giving them some tools to cope with things in the future as well.
Absolutely, and we connect with a lot of community organizations around us. US Bank right across the street helps us with a financial literacy program that we offer in our personal finance class, which is part of our business pathway. Along with that, we have a youth engaged in leadership and learning class, which is a very popular class where the students are able to create from beginning to end a small business.
That's awesome.
And then at a market day towards the end of the semester, they're able to sell their products to the students. A lot of times it's, like fast food and cupcakes and things of that nature. But we had artists this year who created paintings and sold their paintings, and all of these things again are developed by the student, researched by the student, and then of course sold by the student at the very end to have a cumulative project.
Right. Well, that's awesome. You guys just have so many supports for students and to kind of push them, and you're addressing every part of it, right? With this business aspect of it, you're giving them not only the opportunity to come up with a product, but also to sell it and learn from those experiences of actually selling it and not saying, hey, like, here's some monopoly money, go ahead and sell it this way, right? Or stay within the classroom. So that's awesome.
And as part of that project, they have to donate a portion of their earnings to a local charity. So we also have that give back aspect that is necessary in this community. We have to be able to embrace and lift other people up.
That's awesome. And you kind of mentioned too that your students go to the top 100 universities. What are some of those universities that your students go to?
Well, locally, of course, the most of the Cal States, UCLA, USC,
Awesome.
Depending on their financial packages, of course. But we've sent people to Dartmouth and NYU, whatever their desire is. We kind of encourage them to go to apply for local community-based colleges, those schools of choice or their dream schools, and then of course some schools that are reasonable for them financially.
Right. So just having that advisory portion of it, saying, hey, like, go ahead, reach out. Reach for the stars, right? And also have those security schools there too.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome that you guys have that proponent of advising the students as well. I've seen some really special things here on campus. So can you kind of highlight maybe 2 or 3 things that set you apart from schools in the area?
Well, one thing is that we are a strong proponent to push 3 A's, what we call academic, arts, and athletics. For academics, of course, we offer the basic packages that most high schools will provide, A through G components, college preparatory curriculum, but our arts and athletics components are seamlessly integrated into those academic components. For arts, we have an exemplary arts program. We were just acknowledged recently by the state of California as such, and to be a school that is not an art school, but to have a strong arts component speaks to the hard work that the teachers have put forth the last couple of years.
Yeah.
With that, we have a career technical education program that focuses on arts, media, and entertainment, as well as a business component. For athletics, we offer the traditional college ready sports, football, basketball, and all those. But what's unique at our school is that we also offer non-traditional sports. So we have an award-winning rugby program. We have a lacrosse program. We are slowly developing golf right now. A lot of those sports that traditional students from this particular community aren't exposed to, we want to make sure that we expose our students to those offerings.
Depending on the 3 A's there, we walked into your digital production class, which was amazing. You guys had a lot of great gear there. Can you kind of speak to that and kind of your teacher for that program?
Yeah, we have a highly developed career technical education program. One of our pathways is arts, media, entertainment. And one of the courses within that program is our digital music production class, taught by a renowned teacher who is actually a state identified advisor to all up and coming digital music production programs. So we're fortunate to have him in that particular course. Students take a pathway of courses, 3 courses, an introductory course, which is global hip hop studies, and then they go into their specific theme of digital music production with an intermediate course, and then they have a concentrator course, which is their final course, where they have like a global project that they have to do. So the class that you went in was the advanced music production class, and they were preparing for Black History program with some music production background features.
Gotcha. I kind of want to touch on your rugby program because that's awesome, especially your girls rugby. I was talking to some of your staff about it. They're traveling internationally too, right?
And they have been doing that for the last 8 to 10 years, I believe. They've gone to places like Fiji, Hong Kong, Africa. Because of COVID recently, that they've actually amended their travel plans, and they're going to a southern tour this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So a lot of the southern states, Memphis, they have some urban rugby programs there as well. So they're going to have the first urban playoff type of rugby experience between LA, Memphis, Dallas, some of the different local urban areas. But the students get a chance to participate, fundraise for those activities, and they get a lot of experiential learning by going to these trips.
Right. I'm sure it also brings the community together too, right? To see this kind of big thing, and this, a smaller school here in the area gets to do these amazing things.
You know, it's crazy. We actually support all of our sports, and you'd have to be in that atmosphere. It's not about winning for us, because small schools traditionally have an uphill battle to play against some of the larger schools. But we thoroughly support our students. Cheerleaders are there, dance teams, moms, dads, everybody's there to support the school.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Thank you.
So shifting gears a little bit, would you kind of go into the learning model you guys implement here?
So basically we have a target group structures model where we like to provide small group instruction as much as possible. The targeted group structures model is basically you have a direct instruction where teachers teach it to a small group of students. There also is independent learning going on with another small group of students, as well as a collaborative station. With those three happening sort of at the same time, it gives teachers a chance to find out specifically what the students' needs are and be able to address those needs. The collaborative station supports the students' ability to grow their academic discourse and be able to communicate effectively with each other, which of course is a career-ready skill.
Right, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's great that you have all three of those. So you're also making sure they're connecting all the dots with their learning, right? And being
Absolutely.
able to express it in different ways. So that's awesome. How can folks find you on the street? Are there any landmarks that you guys can point out? I'm sure people are gonna be lining up to come here more, so.
So we are the Jewel in South LA. We are actually in the historic Crenshaw corridor. We are on Crenshaw and Slauson. It's a 2-building structure, so a small school, but we have a lot of heart inside the school. Historically, if you think of the Nipsey Hussle Marathon store, we are directly north of that store. And now, because they're developing the new metro line that's going to go to the airport, we have a stop right here on Slauson and Crenshaw that anybody would be able to use as a landmark.
Awesome, that's great. And then where can folks find you to find more information online?
You can go to www.icefps.org. It's for all of our family of schools, but if you click the schools banner and then find View Park High School, you'll be able to get the specific information for our school.
Perfect, awesome. Thank you so much for your time. And also you can go ahead and go on Schola.com and you can also find their profile there. And you'd also be able to get directed to their website.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's Schola School Chat video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you would like to watch more of our awesome videos, make sure to click here. And to stay up to date with all the awesome videos we post and subscribe to our channel, make sure to click here. See you on the next one.